The race to the final is on. I got the first finalist last weekend already. Afolayan Akomolafe graciously moving to the final of the first ever Sports Tussle competition, albeit with a walkover. And of course, I'm waiting for whoever will move to the final today. And of course, our two perfect gentlemen, how perfect they are, we will know in the course of the program. Ready to do the battle this afternoon. Live in the studios of Pensioners 106.7 FM. Adebayo right here in the city of Ibadan. This is the Adebayo of our radio, and of course the first and only labor radio in Africa. If you are just a first-time listener, then you are definitely in the right place because this is the second semi-final of the first ever Sports Tussle competition right here in the city of Ibadan. And like they used to say, all work without play makes Jack a dull boy. But I say everything without sports makes me the dullest guy ever live it. The sports Illuminator, Raymond Tolulokwe. Behind the MIC, I'm saying happy Sunday to everyone. And of course, happy New Week as well. Without wasting much time, this afternoon, going straight to action because we have so much to cover. Quickly, let me welcome my moderator, Dario in the building. Good afternoon, Dario.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
How
was the weekend? Barcelona open no break.
They are playing today.
So your heart never break.
No,
you see they can't quit.
Honestly.
So do you think your heart will break at the end of the day?
No. We are going for winning today.
Levante. Like 3-0.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
Messi hat trick, Harry.
Exactly.
Okay, you're welcome.
Right.
Of course, Dario Logan, one of the moderators who have been with me on this program since the inception. And of course, the second moderator talking about Ola Austin is not here this afternoon. Man is on a hustle. He took permission and of course attending to one or two issues definitely. I can always wish him all the best of the best in anything he's doing at the moment.
This time he's hit the back of the net. Andre,
The Tusslers are well seated in the building.
since September 2000.
Are two perfect gentlemen who will be looking to make the final of this competition. To my right and facing me is Lebile and Temitayo. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Raymond. Good afternoon, listeners at home.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine.
I mean, your heart is beating already.
I'm just cold.
You're cold.
Ijawa Chelsea always guiding.
Always
you know.
kind. Yeah, your journey to the final, to the semi-final. I mean, yeah, you had a walkover also in the last game.
Yeah.
And of course, what has worked for you?
I'm not supposed to say my trick now because I'm hoping to make it to the finals. But
How do you think you can make it to the final?
well, at the end of the day, let's talk more action. That's it.
Yeah, more action, okay? Action speak louder and better than words. I've got the second Tussler, Oluwatobiloba Adebayo, in the building as well, making it to the semi-final. Good afternoon, Toby.
Good afternoon, Raymond. Good afternoon, everyone in the studio.
How you doing?
Dear listeners, I'm fine.
You're fine, you're cool.
Yes, I'm cool.
Your road to the semi-final.
Yeah.
You weren't able to get any walkover.
Yes.
Maybe you could get one over Temitayo today.
I can as well leave the studio.
You can start going right now to make it easy. Do you see yourself in the final, Toby?
Well, I'm going to come against a tough opponent. That's what I'm anticipating, actually.
Classic Mourinho tactics.
So let's see how it goes.
Okay. Let's see how it goes. Of course, we also have third place. After this, definitely. But then this is the second semi-final. The topic for today, we'll be going to tennis. And of course, your guess is as good as mine. Rafael Nadal against Roger Federer. That is the topic for today. And of course, the guys will be doing justice. And of course, listeners, judges will also be judging them based on their performance. Anywhere you are, you can watch us live on Facebook, Pensioners FM on Facebook, Pensioners FM on YouTube, Pensioners FM on Google Play Store, and of course www.pensionersfm1067.com. That's our website. You can also listen www.pensionersfm1067.com. And of course, you can copy me. You can also go to Facebook, Oluwatobiloba. You can also watch us live there. Who's set for the battle? Who goes to the final? Meet Afolayan Komolafe. Who is in the waiting? Temitayo or Tobiloba? Federer or Rafinha? 1 minute introduction from both guys. Of course, we start from there. Who goes first? Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Temitayo versus Toby. Hold on, they are looking at their face, they are laughing. Okay, guy, we move.
Oh, well. Rafael Nadal Pereira is a Spanish tennis player, and that name actually sends shivers down the spine of other tennis players in his generation because of his arguably better and superior records against virtually all other tennis players in his generation. Rafael Nadal, there's no doubt about it, is a joint record holder when it comes to the highest number of Grand Slam titles won, 20. And he actually also holds the record for the player who is most successful in a particular surface in the Grand Slam, and that's the Roland Garros. He has won a whooping 13 French Open title. And also, Rafael Nadal, you look at him and what comes to your mind is a player who really is very, very powerful because of his style of play. Rafael Nadal nicks it when it comes to getting it over the line against the best of the best in his generation. In tennis, there's what we call the Big Four. That's Andy Murray, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and of course Rafael Nadal himself. He has the better head-to-head record against these other tennis players, of course, and other players too, in a golden generation of tennis. So for me, Rafael Nadal, when it comes to the best in his generation, and even in the Open era, and even in the history of tennis, Rafael Nadal has it.
Rafael Nadal has it. We'll go straight to Temitayo Lebile.
All right. That was the brief history of Rafael Nadal. So let me tell you about the life cycle of Roger Federer.
1 minute.
Well, Roger Federer is a tennis player who turned pro in 1998. He's a right-handed player. It's baffling to hear that Rafael Nadal is almost the best of the crop, because you wonder that when you hear tennis and you're talking about marketing tennis, the first player that comes to your mind is Roger Federer, and his endorsement speaks volume. I'm talking about heavy endorsement deals. Should we talk about Rolex? Should we talk about other brands that support tennis? So we're talking about someone that in global tennis is one of the first names you mentioned. And then if we're going to go stats-wise, really, are you sure we want to go down that lane? Because Roger Federer, he said something about Rafael Nadal holding the record for a particular surface. Then I'm talking about a man who has won in virtually every surface he has played in. Not the least he has won in every surface he has played is at least 2. So we are saying that a king in every ramification possible, not just one surface that you want to think of. And now the record I'm shocked that I didn't mention that was a bit baffling is that Roger Federer has the record for the longest amount of weeks spent as the number 1 on the ATP rankings. And I'm talking about 310 weeks. Do you know what it means for it to be the top for 310 weeks? So without any shadow of doubt, the best player in the tennis era is Roger Federer.
The best player in the tennis era is Roger Federer. We'll move further, and of course, I'm going to give them another 3 solid minutes to break it down. Why Nadal over Federer, or why Federer over Rafael Nadal. And Temitayo against Tobiloba. And of course, Temitayo picks from here 3 solid minutes.
I'm starting first.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, like I said, I explained who Roger Federer was in the beginning. And now, if you want us to start breaking it down for you, the first place we said that he spent 310 weeks at the top of number 1. And then we'll now look at the trophies he has won in a lifetime. We're talking about someone who has won 103 ATP singles, including 20 Grand Slam titles here. We're talking about 28 ATP Masters and a record 6 ATP finals. So if you're going to go down to the details, you'll see that Federer has won more trophies than Nadal has won. I'm talking about 103 trophies to 83. Albeit in tennis, we call it titles anyway. So now, if you're also looking at who Roger Federer is, Roger Federer has been someone who his consistency has spoken volume. We'll talk about when he became pro. He started catching people by surprise in his first Wimbledon. That nobody argues Wimbledon with Roger Federer. That's his world. That is where he goes to play his bread and butter. Now, clay has been his undoing, but it is shocking that the undoing of Roger Federer is still somewhere that he has gone to win titles. So why are we always trying to make it look like without clay, Roger Federer cannot perform? Someone who has performed in Roland Garros, who has performed in Wimbledon, who has performed virtually everywhere he has played. So why are we always trying to make it look like Roger Federer is not the best of his bunch? Now, going further now, we've talked about the career he has had so far, and we're talking about now that he's in decline. This is the part I always used to win any argument about Roger Federer. He's in decline, and when my opponent is going to talk right now, he said that he's still among the big 4. So why are we saying he's in decline? You can see that that's an error of judgment right now, because why would someone be in decline and he will still be part of the top 4? That means we are saying that even in his declining stage, in quotes, that people say, he's still one of the top shots in tennis. So basically, Roger Federer and tennis is Roger Federer. Thank you.
Roger Federer and tennis is Roger Federer. Okay, another 3 minutes for Tobiloba to break down why Nadal.
Thank you very much. Rafael Nadal, well, it's basic to point something out about Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal actually holds it when it comes to all-round tennis performance. Talk about the 3 surfaces. Because Rafael Nadal, alongside Mats Wilander, are the oldest tennis players in history to hold 2 Grand Slam titles on the 3 separate surfaces, at least 2 Grand Slam titles. So Rafael Nadal is not even a player that performs only on a particular surface. And also, Rafael Nadal remains the only player in history of tennis, in the open era especially, to win 3 Grand Slams in a single calendar year on 3 different surfaces. That's Rafael Nadal as we know him. Now, Rafael Nadal that we are talking about is the only player who managed to defeat Roger Federer 6-0. That's winning 6 games in a set for the first time since 1999. Now, he was talking about Roger Federer winning titles on the grass, like Wimbledon. Yes, he won like up to like 8 titles in Wimbledon. Why has he not held his own on the clay? And the same thing cannot be said about a certain Rafael Nadal who has actually won numerous titles on other surfaces apart from the clay. So when we are talking about a player that has been morphed into an all-rounder, an all-round performance, you talk about Rafael Nadal, the record speaks for him. Now, if you look at other surfaces apart from clay, look at Olympic gold medal that he won, both singles and doubles. He won Olympic gold medal in 2008 singles, and also in 2016 Rio 2016 doubles. These are played on hard courts. In fact, as a matter of fact, before we could even have this conversation, let Roger Federer go and win career Golden Slam before we can even sit and talk about what you are talking about. Now you're talking about marketing. Now there's no doubt about the popularity of Roger Federer, because he's who I will call someone who made it very early in his career, and that's why he has been in a decline since 2010. If I'm right, he has been in a decline. But we are talking about a certain Rafael Nadal who was the record for the only player in tennis history to have won a title, at least a single Grand Slam, for 10 consecutive years. For 10 consecutive years is a record. So we're talking about consistency, you give it to Rafael Nadal because he has lasted longer, in my own opinion, than Roger Federer.
Talking about consistency, you give it to Rafael Nadal because he has lasted longer than Roger Federer, according to Tobiloba. Now we go to a proper battle. Roger Federer versus Rafael Nadal. And Tobiloba versus Temitayo. You can watch us live once again on Pensioners FM on Facebook. Go to Google Play Store and download the app at Pensioners FM. You can listen via our website www.pensionersfm1067.com www.pensionersfm1067.com. The next 10 minutes will be for a proper argument. Rafael Nadal versus Roger Federer. And of course, Temitayo versus Tobiloba. The floor.
Now, if you look at the head-to-head between Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer, both of them have met 40 times altogether. And of the 40 meetings they've had, 14 of them have actually come in the Grand Slam. And out of the 14, they've played 9 finals in the Grand Slam together. And Rafael Nadal edges in that category. He has won 6 finals against Roger Federer in that category. That shows her superiority over the so-called greatest of all time. And there's a reason Andre Agassi, of course, is a tennis legend. He made a statement some times ago when he was asked about who he thought was the greatest of all time. He said, you have to go for Rafael Nadal because, do you know the reason he cited? He said because of the fact that Rafael Nadal managed to undo the likes of Roger Federer and the Murray. And
what's your definition of handling? Because since morning I've allowed you time to explain something and I don't understand. That you're saying that consistency.
Yes, because the record speaks for itself.
What record are you talking about? Now, can you explain the void? Where was Rafael Nadal when Roger Federer spent 237 weeks on the top of ATP rankings?
Yes, because Roger Federer, I will call him. He started very early.
I don't mind you. He didn't get his 7 weeks when he started.
When did he start? When did he start?
He started pro in 1998, and he was 237 weeks on top during the 2007-2008. So when did Nadal start? Nadal started in 2001. So what are you telling me?
Of course, 3 years.
So what happened? Are you saying it's because of the 3 years now?
As a matter of fact,
how many titles has Nadal won? 86. How many has Federer won? 103. You can't. So are you just doing battle with Federer alone?
No.
Are you doing battle with Federer alone?
Thank you for that.
We're not doing battle with Federer because everything you've just been saying here has been Federer.
No,
what happens with every other thing?
Yes.
We're talking about them in totality, not just Federer.
I cannot dispute that. But let me tell you that in the open era,
yes,
Rafael Nadal stands on top of the log when it comes to winning percentage. He has won 83.21%.
You can't keep shifting the goalpost to the open era like tennis started in the open era. No.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying. Can you just explain? When Federer spent 237 weeks on top, was Nadal playing tennis or not?
No, he had not started. He had not started.
What was he doing then? He was what? A judge? He was not a AP.
He started later.
He was during the lifetime of Nadal. Check it anywhere. He played 237 weeks during the lifetime of Nadal. Why are we making it look like that? How long has Nadal spent as a number one? How long has Nadal spent as a number one?
He has spent 209 weeks.
209 weeks.
Yes.
And someone has spent 237 weeks. Is the difference not clear?
Because he's older.
And he started earlier than not a problem now.
No. I'm not saying it's a problem. Hold on. What's
the difference in age?
See, don't let us argue.
No, I want that your point so that people understand that point is no point.
5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
How old is Nadal?
Nadal is 34.
How old is what's it called? Federer.
He was born in 1982. I expect him to be 39 right now.
So now 5 years is what you're using as a magnitude to explain why Nadal is more consistent than Federer.
Of course, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
So
now, this is where I want to get to now. When did Nadal become a superstar? Which year did Nadal become a superstar?
He started winning Grand Slam in the year 2005. And as a matter of
fact, and I'm saying someone spent 237 weeks during the lifetime of Nadal. So are you saying, answer this question and I'll let you flow. No. I'll answer this question and let you play. When did he get to the peak of his power? Which year? He started
Which year?
winning slams 2005.
Yes.
When did he get to the peak of his power?
It depends. It's relative, but I will tell you that 2010 was. Do you want me to answer that?
So that
Do you want me to answer that?
He got
Do you want me to answer that?
in 2010.
Do you want me to answer
No.
that? Wait,
I just want you to say yes
it's
or no.
relative. It's relative. You can't say. You can't
be
say.
defending your man and be saying it's relative.
No, it's relative.
It's not
It
your
depends.
decision to
It
make
depends.
it relative or not.
It depends.
Make it subjective.
Okay, if
because
I
it's a
want-
competition.
Okay, of course. If I want to
you
tell
are not analyzing.
in my
It's a
own
competition.
opinion, hello, in my own opinion,
Yes.
I will tell you that 2010 was his best year.
Was his best year.
Do you know why?
was it his best year? Good.
Do you know why? Because he won the biggest titles, 3 of
Three,
them. And he,
so what did that 3 get to him?
It was a record.
What, that 3 made him number 1 on ATP rankings here.
Of course.
Now he spent 200.
No, you are talking about weeks. Now let's talk about year end. Let's talk about year end number 1.
Okay, I'm with you.
Is on the same number of years with what? With who? With Roger Federer. No doubt about that.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
5 years. But not talking about the weeks that you are talking about.
Yeah.
That boils down to the fact that Roger Federer started making waves earlier than him. And
Wait,
you know
what do you mean by making waves earlier than him? Did Nadal play tennis then or not?
Okay, now what's happening in 2020?
Yeah, yes.
Who is making waves in 2020?
2020, Rafael Nadal is making waves in
Well,
2020.
where's Roger Federer?
He's in oblivion. You just said
oblivion.
in your introduction, who did you call the top 4? In your introduction, who did you call the top 4?
Hello, that is a generation. That's an era.
No. Right now, currently, which ranking is Roger Federer currently? In the current
You should be able to answer.
No.
Number 2. Okay, what's number 4?
Yeah.
Now that's good.
So that means he's still within the
It's still
purview.
within. Now let me now tell you one thing that you don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Let me tell you one thing I don't know. There's a record about Rafael Nadal
Yes.
that you don't seem to understand.
Make me understand.
Apart from the fact that he was able to win 10 years consecutive.
You need to be precise with your points right now.
Precise.
I want you to hit the hammer on the nail very fast.
Yes, you can cross check.
Yeah, I'm not cross checking anything. I just need you to just be very assured in what you're saying.
He has been able to win at least a grand slam for 10 years.
For 10 years.
Roger Federer could not manage to do that.
He has done it for 8 years. Roger Federer has done
10
for 8
years.
years.
10 years.
So I'm trying to make you understand.
No, that's
in the
the point.
beginning, you said
That's the
yes,
point.
do not matter.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to let you know that he has done 10,
Yes.
and my guy has done 8.
Okay.
My guy did 237, and you're arguing that yours did 209. So now when you put it on the balance,
You are the one disturbing yourself.
no, I'm trying to make you understand something.
No, there are some things that it's a record. You cannot change it.
I'm not arguing. But now, are you saying that because Nadal has done 10 years? Nadal has done 10 years. Federer has done 8 years. So are you now saying that because of that 2 years, it means that the superiority of Nadal is very obvious?
Look, let me tell you.
Because that's what you've been saying.
Very obvious.
2 years is very obvious. Then I can also say that 17 titles is very obvious for Federer to Nadal.
But that's how?
Nadal has won 86. Federer has won 103.
Okay.
So 103 minus against each other. You're better about head to head.
Then you want to kill,
that's what I'm saying.
your man.
I'm not talking about
You
head
want
to
to kill
head.
your man.
I'm talking about them as a whole.
Yes,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not comparing. I'm not comparing Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer again.
Good.
The win percentage is the best.
Win percentage.
Yes. Is
What
the
has
best.
it gotten your man?
83.1. Now, do you want me to give you the statistics?
I'm with you, fam. I'm with you,
He
fam.
has won 1,004 matches.
Okay.
Tennis matches.
Okay.
And these matches I'm talking about includes ATP Tour main draw matches.
Of course, you will not play Lekon. If not Lekon Salami, we play. What else will he play? Why are you mentioning the obvious?
Don't be dramatic.
No.
Don't be melodramatic.
You're saying he played ATP. Of course, he's a pro. What will he play?
Okay. No, you might be
what will he play?
Although you might be thinking I'm talking about some other games, exhibition games.
Man, go.
Okay, you are interested. 1,004.
Yes, I'm with
And
you.
he lost just 204. That's the best. That's the best.
Okay.
And it's not only against Roger Federer alone. But you don't want to go to the head-to-head. I've told you about that.
Even if you go to the head-to-head,
because he keeps on beating Baba Federer. He keeps on beating
Baba Federer. But he keeps on being in the limelight. Why? Roger Federer. He's still in the limelight now.
How?
Because you know why I love the way you started your pitch. You just made it very easy for me. You said you can't talk about tennis without mentioning the top 4. And when you were mentioning it, you started with your man. We went to Djokovic. You went to Murray, and you said Federer.
But it's not the best.
No.
The cream de la cream of tennis. I've spoken because you have to consider these guys. They are even you have to include Novak Djokovic.
I want to use your own same point against you.
Okay,
since your man has spent 10 straight consecutive slam titles, that's 10.
Yes.
And my man did 8.
Yeah.
You have 2.
Yeah.
That's the superiority.
Yeah.
Till your man can spend 37 weeks as the number 1 of ATP, we'll have this conversation.
Okay, let your guy Roger Federer go and win a career golden slam. Then you have this conversation.
But the career you're talking about has not ended. Why are you making it feel like it's a full stop?
Nadal's career too has not ended. So
How many weeks is he doing currently right now?
Possible.
How many weeks is he doing currently? How many weeks is he doing currently? If you can give me this one, we'll end this argument. How many weeks is he doing currently right now?
How many weeks?
On ATP. How many weeks is he doing currently?
200. I have answered that.
I'm saying currently. I'm not saying previous. You know, right now, he's number 2.
He's number 2,
So
yes.
when last was he number 1?
When last?
Uh-huh.
As in, he was in number 1 in 2019.
2019.
Yes.
And when he was number 1 in 2019, how many weeks did he stay there?
I cannot give.
That's to tell you that your own man self is in decline. Your man can't even pull up 6 months as number 1 in his current age.
Okay, why?
So if you're saying Federer is in decline, not yourself is in decline. No. Because
I cannot take that.
The same way the other players, you know Federer is still in the mix.
In the
I'm
mix.
with you.
How is in the mix?
No, 1 to 4, Baba is still there now. 1 to 4, Baba is still there. And if you're saying their career is not terminal, if you're saying their career is not
How many
terminal,
titles has he won this year?
this year,
Yes.
he hasn't won any this year.
Oh,
Eh?
you said it's not in decline.
How is he in decline?
Baba is
Number 4, what does number 4 mean?
Gradually
fading out.
He should go and retire.
Wait.
He knows that his record is in threat. That's why he has refused to retire.
Baba has not retired because he knows what he's looking for.
He enjoy his Rolex and Nike endorsement deals.
But you're just speaking out of jealousy right now. Because this endorsement deals you're talking about, if a bad guy is in go dey flex am. LeBron James, I mean, Michael Jordan has retired since 10 years and he's still the highest paid athlete. So I'm just letting you to know that even if he retires right now, he go see dey shine your man. Na normal thing. He go see dey shine your man now.
Amani had to retire Ronaldo for Rafael Nadal.
You said what?
They had to retire Ronaldo for Rafael Nadal.
How much is his endorsement worth? No, who is Emporio Armani? Is Emporio Armani? Who is Emporio Armani? Make me understand. No, you're making it look like Emporio Armani is about the best we have in the world.
What about Nike?
Who is Nike? I'm with you.
Okay, so
I'll continue now. No, continue. So that we'll talk about their career earnings. If that is where you want to go, I'm ready to go with you. If that's where you want to go, let's go to career earnings.
Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Oluwatobiloba versus Temitayo. These guys want to pull down the roof. Wow. Second semi-final Sports Tussle competition right here in the city of Ibadan on Pensioners 106.7 FM. It's been a lovely battle between both parties. But then you also have a chance of being part of this. Quickly, you can go straight to our Facebook page on Pensioners FM on Facebook and drop your comment. Who has a better performance? You're judging based on your performance. Temitayo or Tobiloba or Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, and also the phone lines are 09081111067, 09081111067, or 08080101067, 08080101067.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, your name and where you calling from?
I really enjoyed this your program.
Thank you so much, sir.
I love the way the two of them were discussing about the issues. Yeah, please keep the program up.
What are you voting for?
I would like to vote for Oluwatobiloba.
Okay, Oluwatobiloba. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Just give us a name.
Oh, Adebayo is my name, please.
Okay, Adebayo. From where?
Yeah.
Fourth vote goes to Tobiloba. 09081111067 or 08080101067. 08080101067. Or you can also message me on WhatsApp 09026721042. 09026721042. Okay, going straight to WhatsApp. Please, when you send your message, kindly add your name and, of course, your location. I'm voting for Tobiloba Emmanuel. That's from WhatsApp. Please add your name and, of course, your location when you're sending your messages. So let me check out for more messages on WhatsApp. I got this one also. Tobiloba all the way. He speaks facts. Tobiloba all the way speaks facts. Another message from WhatsApp. You can keep dropping your messages 090-2672-1042, 090-2672-1042. And of course, the studio lines once again 090-81-11-1067, 090-81-11-1067, or 080-8010-1067, or 080-8010-1067. Before I take more messages, let me go back to the guys and give them another 2-3 minutes to argue out Rafael Nadal versus Roger Federer, and of course I will be taking more messages after that. Okay, guys, Nadal, Federer, Nadal, Federer, Federer, Nadal, Nadal, Federer, Federer, Nadal. I don't tire.
Well, there are so many records that this guy Nadal sets that my opponent just keep mentioning the number of weeks. I think that's the only thing you could say really about Roger Federer.
But do you know that the two longest streaks in men's history belongs to Roger Federer? He has spent 10 consecutive and another 8 consecutive Grand Slam titles that he has gotten to. So that's another record you want. If you don't want us to dwell on 237 weeks.
Fine. You don't want us to dwell on.
No, you don't want us to, and I'm moving to another goalpost for you now.
Do you know the top two? The top two, the guy that has spent the highest number of weeks in the top two is Rafael Nadal.
But before you said we should not dwell on second. Why are we now saying top two?
No.
I'm trying to dwell on number one. You say we should not dwell on number one. So why you?
When did I make this statement? I did not say that. Don't put.
So are you saying second now?
What I've just stated is clear fact. 555 weeks. And it's the record. It stands alone.
Between 1 and 2.
It stands alone.
What else stands alone is that someone has spent 237 in number one.
Okay. You want another record?
I'm with you, fam.
Yeah, he remains the only player in tennis history that has won more than 11 titles in three different.
Federer is the only male player to have won 5 US Open titles.
5 years.
And do you know that in every court that Federer has played, he has won the least of at least 5. That is even in clay. He has won 5 titles in clay.
Yes, 5 titles
in clay.
Okay,
don't forget that clay. Don't forget that clay is your man's best. Don't forget that clay.
There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Look, it's not a crime. It's not a crime.
I'm not problem. I'm not letting you know that the all-rounder that you're talking about, that Federer is also working for an all-rounder.
Which is an all-rounder, fine. But why has he not won a second Roland Garros title? Why?
A second Roland Garros title?
Why?
He still has the time to do it. You just mentioned it in your previous point that both of them still have time.
Okay.
So there's still more time.
Okay, you can say that Rafael Nadal too still has time.
I'm not arguing that one.
That's more yes.
I'm not arguing that one. Do you know that as a tennis player, age is not really a big deal?
Yeah, is.
So that means both of them can keep going for as long as they want to.
As long as
You know that the highest number of titles won is Tete Sampras 109, and my man is on 103.
Yes.
That means with 7 more titles, it will be the all-time best. So let them keep going because both of them have records that they are chasing.
Okay, but let me tell you, the decline, the sharp decline in Federer's game is very, very obvious.
See this
Very
sharp
obvious.
decline that you keep talking about, and we are
it's
still
a
putting
sign.
our man
It's a
in top
sign.
4. So that means if the decline is obvious, he should leave top 4 to like top 10 now.
Okay, but do you know that this guy used to make top 2 before top 1? That
Who's that?
shows that it's gradually going down.
Wait.
That's my
I want
point.
us to have clarity.
Is
Is it a sharp decline now or what?
No,
But you know, Roger Federer too, we know him.
Rafinha will always bounce back.
He went away in 2010, 2011. He came back.
No, he's not the only one.
Now, so I'm letting you know that he still has time to go back to being number 1.
Injury happens a lot in the game. But I want to let you know.
A fire everywhere. Okay, seems like there we have a question or two for the Tusslers before I start taking more messages on WhatsApp. Okay, quickly, Dari, let's go.
Thank you very much. I would like to quickly ask this from both of them, but they have been talking since, but they are yet to just make mention of their playing styles as well.
I started. I said that.
You only-
Federer is a backhand.
Yes, you already said that, but it is more than that. I just want to just say something more. That
Okay, go ahead.
likewise, you have not said anything.
Because I
I'd like
started
to
with
say
the
something about
right-handed
that
player. Is the
You said that.
I expanded.
Okay.
it.
No, but I just want to just shed a little bit.
All right.
Just start
Okay, no problem. Rafa Nadal is left-handed actually, and he has a very powerful forehand. Very, very powerful. He hits it extremely with heavy topspin grand stroke. And even there was a research that was carried out by a San Francisco tennis researcher, John Yandel. And he was trying to use the technology actually, with special software with one video camera, special video camera, high-speed video camera to measure the power of his service. And he observed that he had done with Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi, and the average was 1,800, 1,900 revolutions per minute. And he also talked about Roger Federer's record of 2,500 on the average. But he now said they were surprised, they were wowed. When it's a fact, what I'm stating. He now observed that when they measured Rafael Nadal's own, it was 4,900. He peaked at 4,900, and the average, when they did it over a number of trials, the average was 3,200.
Okay, a quick one from what you have just said now.
Yes.
He said that Roger Federer, he has a powerful right-handed backhand.
Yes.
He said that. What is Nadal's own? Is this also a right?
No, Nadal is definitely left-handed. He plays with left hand, yes, forehand.
But he has two strong hands.
Yes, two strong hands. Actually, it was his uncle, Tony Nada, that trained him to use his left hand because of advantage.
Right. It's okay.
Okay. Let me take some messages on WhatsApp. He said, good afternoon. My name is Salam Razak from Ibadan. Kudos to both Tusslers for making it an interesting battle. My vote goes to Oluwatobiloba for clarity of argument and, of course, passion. At 09081111067 or 08080101067. 09081111067 008101067. The match going up when this season, Tottenham Hotspur taking the lead over Crystal Palace. 1-0. Of course, guess we go score that goal. That was Harry Kane. Of course, moving forward to other messages quickly. I got this one from Demola, and he said, well done, Mr. Illuminator and Sport Machine. Kudos, my vote goes to Mr. Tobiloba Adebayo. My name is Ambukumi. He said, how will a person in fourth position in ranking be the best? He's asking Temitayo there. He said, how will a person in fourth position in ranking be the best? And Tobiloba has my vote. 090 81 11 1067, and of course 080 80 10 1067. I'll give the guys a little bit of rest to gather some momentum while I run through some fixtures on golf games that have gone down. I will still be going down in Europe top 5 leagues. Earlier today in the Premier League, we have Southampton 3 goals to nothing win over Sheffield United. Southampton third place, 12 matches, 23 points. And of course, Crystal Palace losing pointedly 26 minutes to Tottenham Hotspur by a long goal. Fulham against Liverpool later by 5:30. Arsenal, Burnley, Leicester City against Brighton and Hove Albion. In Spain, is 1-1 draw between Real Sociedad and Eibar at the moment. Real Betis, Villarreal, Elche, Granada, and of course Barcelona, Levante will be coming later. In Germany, is Augsburg 0, Schalke 4-0. Bayer Leverkusen, of course, Hoffenheim comes up later. In Italian Serie A, we had Inter Milan coming from a goal down to beat Cagliari 3 goals to 1 away from home. 38 minute blade is goal as between Atalanta and of course Fiorentina. Roma 39 minute blade beating Bologna mercilessly by 4 goals to 1. Edin Dzeko definitely one of the goal scorers. While Sampdoria is also leading Napoli by a long goal away from home. Later we see Genoa against Juventus and of course AC Milan against Parma. In France quickly is Nice 0 and of course round 1 game over is full time in that one. Brest against Reims 41 minutes 1-0. Lorient 2-0 over Nimes still going on. Nantes against Dijon 1-0. Strasbourg 0, Metz 1, Lille 1, Lille and Bordeaux later, and of course the match of the day we'll see PSG against the Olympique Lyon. And of course also in Ibadan by 4 p.m. the final of the Oluwatobiloba Cup will be going down at the Oluwatobiloba Stadium at 4 p.m. between Shooting Stars and of course Ogbomoso United. Both teams will be squaring up for the Oluwatobiloba Cup in the final. And of course, don't forget the Bahrain Grand Prix also going on. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix rather going on in the United Arab Emirates, the last race of the year, of the season in Formula 1. And apparently we have Max Verstappen leading, Valtteri Bottas is second and Lewis Hamilton third, while Alexander Albon is fourth and Lando Norris fifth. I'm going to give the guys some 2 more minutes. But before I call them back, once again, 090 81 11 1067, 090 81 11 1067, or 080 80 10 1067, 080 80 10 1067. Or you can send your messages on WhatsApp, 090 2672 1042, 090 2672 1042. I have a question. I have questions for you guys. And of course, maybe let me start from Tobiloba quickly. What's that unique, or let me say classic thing that distinguish Nadal from every other tennis player?
Well, if you watch Nadal play very well, is this kind of player that has speedy footwork. He has speedy footwork, and also he could play. He could attack from defensive positions. Like at times when you play against him and you think you're going to get him, he could even get you from that position. So it's very, very, and also he could cover the court very, very. He's very tenacious when it comes to court coverage as well. So I see Nadal, whenever I see him play, I see, apart from the fact that one thing that's not unique, let me mention that is power. He has power a lot. His service in return, and as much as you could think of on the court. But other things that all used to give him advantage, his ability to win from defensive positions. I've observed that he has that advantage.
Okay, let me pick this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm Shegun calling from the Anna Church.
Shegun from Yana Church.
I was the Illuminator and the guys in the studio.
Thank you so much, Shegun.
Yeah, the energy in the studio today is high.
It is a semi-final battle. And of course, it's a battle of two great tennis players. Well represented.
The heat is on, the heat is everywhere.
So what are you casting your vote for, quickly?
I'm voting for Tubiloba.
Come again?
Tubiloba.
Okay, voting for Tobiloba.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Shegun.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly, Temitayo, what distinguishes Rafael Nadal from every other tennis player?
It's his backhand straight up. And the reason why do you know the reason why Federer's backhand is always understudied is because it doesn't just do a backhand, it slices it. There's a way the ball comes and Federer returns the back, it slices it. You understand? So and you know one thing I love to watch Federer against Nadal for is he said something that is obviously true, that Nadal attacks on a defensive position and he has power. But the brilliance of Federer, because your backhand is meant to be returning balls that come, but he picks up Nadal's service with a backhand. It's only professionals that can do that. It's only top shots that can do that. So it's just his backhand slice that makes it. Anybody can do a backhand, but it's not everybody that can slice. You can be at the, do you know the way Federer slices the ball? You be at the tail end of the court, you slice the ball, and to get just to the net, just be at the back of it. So you now have someone who has picked a defensive position, not trying to run to the front to pick it. And by the time you're picking the ball back, Federer has advanced. So when he picks the ball, he's slicing it again at your back. So backflip will not that.
If you ever watch Roger Federer, you will understand that analysis. Or if you ever play table tennis very well, you will also understand that analysis. Okay, quickly, yesterday, right here at the Wembley Arena, yesterday, Anthony Joshua ousted Kubal Pulev in the ninth round to retain his WBO, IBO title yesterday. And of course, and afterwards, Tyson Fury came out, I'm ready for you, I'm going to knock you out in 3 rounds. Definitely 2021 is upon us, and we will be waiting to see what will happen. But then, it's no more news. Anthony Joshua beating Kubal Pulev in the 9th round. And of course, congratulations to Anthony Joshua in that one. Okay, the result is out quickly. And of course, we definitely have a finalist. I know our Lions listening somewhere. And after the collation by my judge, by my moderator, Dario Luri, and everything, moving straight to the final of this competition, of course, facing Lion in the final. 6.6% difference between both parties. And of course, what a battle. Tobiloba moved straight to the final of the first ever sports Tussle competition. Congratulations, Tobiloba. You are straight to the final.
Thank you.
And of course, Temitayo.
Alpha. How far?
Go far.
Am I slicing away?
You see how the third place to battle. There are still 15,000 there to fight for the third place. 10,000 for third place, 5,000 for fourth place. Maybe you can leave that to the ladies anyway.
I don't understand your analysis. You said I still have what?
You still have money to fight for.
What amount am I fighting for?
Anyone you want to fight. Maybe 5 or 10. 5 or 10, you are just going to win something.
But seriously, it was a great battle. You know, even people at home confirmed it. It's been a while I've seen someone who can match my intensity on the microphone. So I think that was the strong point he had. You know, the fact that he saw my tactics and he raised his own. You know, if he started with this, my lord, may I, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But yes, congratulations to him. You know, that is what AJ did yesterday. First 2-3 rounds, he understood Pulev. Then when he understood Pulev, he came. You know, he was patient, dropping his punchlines and all that. So I think that's what he did. You know, albeit the fact that the beginning was shady, but when he got to where I knew that he really went to study Nada was when I was hearing they did the research in 1990. Kilo shell.
Okay, Toby, we have to go quickly because the game at Oluwatobiloba, we must. I have to go there and of course do some coverage on that, on what will happen in the final. Toby, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course, December 27 is the final. Next week will be the third place. And of course, we expect Temitayo against Atinuke in the building next week for the third place match. While the final will be Afolayan against Tobiloba. It promises to be a very exciting edition of the grand finale. Of course, we have to go, guys. Dari, quickly. Let's just go, and of course, thank you always. Me, Timo jail, but we will solve that in 27. You are not. We will solve that in 27, definitely. Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Our dear listeners, till next week when we meet again.
Okay, you've heard that. Of course, the guys. Let's go.
All right, like I always say, my name is Lebile Temitayo. Feel free to miss the Owambe. Shout to send some money. Okay.
Bye-bye. So until next time, stay blessed.
Okay. Ready to go, and of course, many thanks to everyone that have called in, Shegun, Adedeji, and of course for everyone that have sent their messages on WhatsApp, watch us on Facebook, and everybody have been part of this. We say a very big thank you to every one of you, and of course many thanks to my producer, Babatunde Tiami. And in case you still want to be part of this kind of adverts, sponsorship or support, definitely can get across to me at 090-2672-1042. 090-2672-1042. I say until next time when we meet again on this show. Don't forget 8 a.m. tomorrow on Sports Spectra. Join Idris Abiola to take you around the world of sport. I remain a Raymond to the Sport Illuminator, and of course I say have a beautiful week. Goodbye.